Should you back Sirens: The Deep Sea? It pains me, but no, this isn't a game that I'd recommend backing, but that doesn't mean that it isn't the right game for you. I'm going to tell you exactly why this is a game I wouldn't recommend, but before I do, hi there, my name is Sam, this is Should You Back It, and I'm here to help you crowdfund with confidence. Sirens: The Deep Sea, according to the creators, is a full co-op adventure and exploration game for 1 to 4 players where you will explore and collect resources, construct buildings, build supply chains, develop your sirens, and fight against different cultures, monsters, and bosses. You'll choose between scenarios or play in free mode, and there are different options and random events that will change the course of your game each time you play. You can also explore sunken ships, lost caves, or go on scale hunts for the giant Nawakai, or the Old Being, to receive artifacts and legendary equipment. You'll develop your sirens and build your own asymmetric ability tree with active and passive abilities by using Life Stream. Use magical spirit points to unlock powerful special abilities like the sirens singing, or unlock different bonus dice in your battle against different cultures. I think I should say right at the top of this video that this could be a fantastic game, but one of the key reasons I started this channel was that I wanted to see if it was possible to review crowdfunded games based solely on the information they provide us on their campaign page. You see, it's easier to review a game when you've got a prototype sitting right in front of you, and I've had the pleasure of being able to do that a few times now here in the channel. But at the end of the day, creators are pitching us as backers, as consumers, and they have to sell us on their game based on what they have on the page, and so that's what I do here. I take that information and I try and make an informed decision. I believe the campaign page for this game lets it down massively. It's great at letting us know what comes in the game box and how much the game will be, but does a lackluster job of actually clearly explaining how the game plays. It seems that in this game you play through a pre-made scenario over a course of a number of rounds and game phases. You can build out your siren to play quite differently from one another, it seems. Each scenario plays out over a number of chapters, and the vibe I'm getting is that there's like elements of Tainted Grail, maybe a dashing of Zombicide and a tad of Windward in there. But again, it's not very clear. What is clear is that there's a large scope in this game where the creators are billing it with about 30 to 50 hours of gameplay. If you want to get an understanding of how it plays, Alex and Meg over at Board Game Co produced a full gameplay video of one of the scenarios, and I'd highly recommend you go and watch that if you want to know more. It's linked in the video description and in the top right. But let's do a risk assessment. You see, whenever we back something on Kickstarter or any crowdfunding platform, it's always really important to do some research on the company to see how their past projects went, to see how they handled everything, just to get a sense of what our experience could be as a backer. This is Forgotten Tales' first crowdfunding campaign, and as such we don't have a lot to go on when it comes to previous experience fulfilling campaigns. The sheer scope of this game concerns me when you take into account that there are multiple expansion boxes, miniature expansions, and more. It's ambitious, and I can't help but wonder whether it could have been a better idea to reduce the scope of the game, make it a really tight experience, and launch well, and then build upon that with expansion campaigns later. They have signed with a trusted manufacturing partner and a known fulfillment partner, and when it comes to gameplay, I've equally only seen one scenario being shown, and while creators who have gotten their hands on the game say that there are many other scenarios, including tutorial scenarios, I've not seen them, which makes me wonder how far in development this game actually is. And for a game that bills 30 to 50 hours of gameplay experience, if it's not pretty well developed at this point, that's going to really eat into delivery time. I think all of that, combined with the lack of clarity on the campaign page, means I've got to give this a red rating. It's possible you may receive your game, but I'd see this as a high-risk campaign. I truly believe that there is a really solid game here with Sirens: The Deep Sea, but it's buried under bloated systems. It feels like the creators felt like in order to have a successful campaign, they needed to offer minis and massively high play times in order to win over backers. The project has already funded, and I really hope that it does do well and that backers love it. It's a project I'm going to be checking in on as it progresses, just out of my own curiosity, but with the game not coming to retail, I may never really fully know how it plays. As always though, this is just my recommendation, but hopefully you feel a little bit more informed. If you have found it helpful, I'd love if you could subscribe. I'm a small channel trying to cover the games I think you're interested in, and your support really does help.